Hello everyone, this is Sumit Kumar Gupta, your academic guide, and you are watching Sumit's Academic Zone right now. So our today's topic is MCSP-232 project report, which comes under Masters of Computer Application. If you are enrolled in Masters of Computer Application program in Indira Gandhi National Open University, then you have to submit MCSP-232 project report. Okay, so on your screen you can see this is the project guideline of the university. Okay, I'm taking you to the contents and most important parts of the guideline, which helps you to make your synopsis and project report. Okay, so in this content, what matters a lot is performa for the approval of MCA project proposal. Okay, types of the project and eligibility criteria of the project guide. Okay, then points to remember while preparing the project proposal, points to remember while preparing the project report, assessment guidelines for project evaluation, certificate of originality, sample of cover page. So these are the things that you have to understand properly to make your synopsis and project report. Okay, so I'm going to the most important parts of the guideline. Okay, so this is performa for the approval of MCA project proposal. So when you make the synopsis project proposal for MCSP-232, you have to attach this project proposal performa with your project proposal. Okay, so this is basically an approval form. When your guide or supervisor finds everything okay in your project proposal, then he will gonna sign it. Okay, he will gonna approve it. Okay, so in this way you will get the approval on your project proposal with the help of this project proposal performa. Okay, let's go to the next thing. See, this is type of the project and eligibility criteria of the project guide. Okay, so who can be your guide, you have to understand first, because most of the student has confusion in selecting the guide, in finding the guide. Okay, the majority of the students are expected to work on a real life project, preferably in some industry, research and development laboratories, educational institutions, software company. Students are encouraged to work in the areas listed at the end. Okay, we're gonna see it later in the video. However, it is not mandatory for a student to work on a real life project. The student can formulate project problem with the help of his or her guide and submit the project proposal of the same. Approval of the project proposal is mandatory. If approved, the student can commence working on it and complete it. Use the latest version of the software package for the development of the project. Okay, so this is the basic thing that you have to understand. Let's come to the eligibility criteria of the project. Okay, project guide. A person having PhD, MTech in computer science with a minimum 1 year of experience. So the first criteria is one should have PhD or MTech in computer science with minimum 1 year of experience. Okay. Another, a person having BTech, okay, BE or BTech in computer science, MCA or MSc computer science with minimum 2 years of experience, preferably in software development. So you have to understand these are the two criteria of the guide. Okay, your guide must have this qualification to supervise you, to supervise your project. Okay, now let's come to the most important part, steps involved in the project work. Okay, so what are the steps? You have to understand the steps, how you can go one by one to make your project or complete your project work. Okay, the complete project work should be done by the student only. The role of guide should be about guidance whenever the problem encounters during the project. The following are the major steps. Okay, so let's talk about the major steps. So first step is selecting a topic and suitable project guide. Okay, so what is the process of selecting the topic? I would suggest students to contact your guide first, then discuss the topics and find the most suitable topic for you, and in that particular topic the student should be interested to make do the research. Okay, selecting a topic, how you'll select the topic? Meeting the guide. You have to meet the guide and discuss the topic. Okay, now the second thing is how you can select the guide. Okay, unless you select the guide, you cannot find a proper topic. Okay, or you cannot come to the proper one topic on which you're gonna study. Okay, as far as guide is concerned, the qualification is already given. Okay, the qualification is already given here, Okay, and second thing, you must ask at your study center if the IGNOU has appointed any project counselor or dedicated guide for the students or not. If not, you have to find the guide outside of IGNOU. Okay, and that particular person must have these qualifications or one of these qualifications. Okay, now come to the another point. Prepare the project proposal in consultation with the project guide. Already told you. Third is submit the project proposal also with the necessary documents the regional director or of the regional center concerned. So basically you have to attach what the biodata of the guide, project proposal pro forma. These are the documents that you have to attach. Your ID cards, photocopy you have to attach with the proposal. Okay, received the project proposal from the regional center concerned. Okay, carry out the project work. After approval, you can carry out the project work, prepare the project report, get two print out of the project report done. Okay, submit one copy of the project report with original approved pro forma. Okay, so basically once you submit the final project report, in that case you also have to attach the project proposal pro forma, which I discussed earlier in the video, and that particular project proposal pro forma's copy has to be attached with the project report as well. Okay, to the regional director of the regional center concerned. Okay, one copy of the project report need to be retained with the student. So basically you have to put one copy with you as well for the reference. Okay, appear for the viva as per the intimation by the regional director. So you have to come in the contact with the regional director for your viva when it will gonna happen, and at that time you have to appear for viva as well. Okay, communication of the approval. Let's talk about communication of the approval. Communication, give me a sec. Okay, communication of the approval. Communication regarding the project approval or non-approval will be sent to you within 4 to 6 weeks after the receipt of the project proposal by the regional center concerned. Okay, so once you send it, they will gonna check it, and if it is approved or not approved, they'll gonna communicate or send you through the post in 4 to 6 weeks as mentioned here. Okay, in case you do not receive any communication from your RC within 4 to 6 weeks after last date of submission of project proposal synopsis, you are advised to contact your regional center. Okay, in case you won't get the reply within the time, you can contact your RC regional center and communicate there. Okay, resubmission of the project proposal. In case if they find any mistake in your project proposal, they might reject it. Okay, in that case you have to resubmit it. You just have to correct the things that has been gone wrong at first. Okay, at first submission. You have to understand that if they're gonna reject your synopsis, they will write on the evaluation paper that these were the mistakes and you should correct it. Okay, and in that case you'll have to correct it, or if that particular topic has already been studied by another student, in that case they will gonna reject it and tell you to make your synopsis or project proposal on another topic. Okay, so now we talk about points to remember while preparing the project proposal. Okay, so the project proposal should be prepared in consultation with your guide. Okay, so most important thing that you have to contact your guide and make your project proposal under his guidance. Okay, first finalize the topic and then make your proposal. Okay, the project proposal should clearly state the project objectives and environment. Okay, obviously you have to mention it. Now the project work should compulsorily include the software development. The project proposal should contain complete details in the following form. So these are the things that you have to mention in a project proposal. Okay, what are those things? Project proposal pro forma of approval of project proposal. So basically this is an next step to project proposal pro forma. This is the first thing that you have to attach with your project proposal. Then biodata of your guide. Okay, and what are the content of the synopsis? It is mentioned here. First you have to write the title of the project, then you have to write introduction and objectives, then you have to write tools, platform, hardware and software requirements, specifications, then you have to write problem definition, requirement specifications and all. You also have to write literature review and project planning and scheduling. Okay, then you have to write scope of the solution, then analysis. Whatever data you have to you have to analyze it in this chapter, in this part. Sorry, this is project proposal, so you just have to write what are the methods you are using to analyze the data. Okay, a complete database and table details with primary and foreign keys and proper constraints in the field. Okay, so these are the things that you have to go through one by one, okay, to have a proper understanding. You can download the guideline from your browser, okay, and you can go through it properly, okay. Now the next important thing is points to remember while preparing the project report, okay. So what things you have to include in your project report are original copy of approved proposal pro forma and a proper project proposal. So the project proposal you had made, you have to mention that in the project report as well with project proposal per forma, okay. So project proposal per forma plus your project proposal you have to attach with your project report, okay. Then you have to mention the biodata of the guide as you did earlier in the project proposal. Then certificate of originality, this is an annexure you have to attach, and this is given in page number 23. I'm gonna show you later in the video. And then project documentation, what are the documents required, like your ID card, the biodata, the certificate of originality, everything, and other documents if required. You can ask your study center for that, okay. And it's talking about a CD consisting the executable file, okay, that is also given. And in this case, right now IGNOU is not taking the CD somewhere, and they require to submit the project by link. They provide you a link where you have to upload it, okay. So you have to ask your regional center or study center for that as well, if the submission of CD is mandatory or not, or you can submit your project report through link as well, okay. This is the table of content. This is how you write the project report, okay. Table of content index with the page numbering, it is given. You can go through it, okay, or you can pause the video and you can see it. It's better to download the guideline and check it properly, okay. Now I'm showing you the certificate of originality which you have to mention with your project report. This is the certificate of originality. You have to sign it here and your guide has to sign it here, okay. And you have to provide your personal information like date, name and address of the student, enrollment number, and etc, okay. Now this is the cover page of your project report. So basically your very first page of your project report should look like this, okay. This is the cover page. You should design your cover page like this, okay. So this was all about the project MCSP-232 Masters of Computer Application, okay. If you still have any question, you can write in the comment box. I will gonna answer your questions and queries. And if you want a help to make your project, you can directly contact us on our WhatsApp number given in the title and description. We're gonna definitely help you for your project completion. And at last, I would like to tell you that thank you very much for watching the video. See you in the next video. Have a wonderful day.